Hey, Robert, how helpful was Devontae Love Taylor on the field on Saturday, just helping you kind of stay calm and walking you through some things in real time?
He did a great job, to be honest. He told me every play. He told me on the sideline, he said, I don't care how long it takes, I want to make sure you know what's going on before we run the play.
How long before the game did you know you were going to be start? Did they tell you early in the week that you'd be starting? And then how did you control your emotions? Because I think some of the coaches said you did a good job of controlling your emotions.
Yes, sir. To be honest, I didn't even know I was starting. I mean, I was taking on the reps, and then when we was at the hotel and we were doing walkthrough before the game, and I went up, I had to go first. I was like, well, I guess I think I'm starting there. That's when it hit me because it didn't really hit me throughout the practice like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but that last day right before the game, I was like, oh, yep, I'm going in the game.
Next will be Aslan Randy from Warchant.
I know you're doing what the coaches are telling you to do, Robert, but like, do you feel more comfortable on the right side of the line, or is that just simply you doing your job playing that side right now?
I'm just doing my job. To be honest, I don't know because it's crazy because like in high school I was playing all left tackle. So, but when I first got here, so like the beginning of the 3 months I was playing all right tackle. So now it's kind of like second nature to me. So that's all I know how to play right now. But I'm gonna eventually be able to do both, I believe. But right now they just got me playing right and it's going pretty good.
Man, I hate to ask a question about going back to when you were in high school, but during the recruiting process, you didn't seem to talk a lot. Like you didn't share a lot of information about what you were doing. Did you always know you were going to come to Florida State, and why were you kind of private during that process?
You talking about say it again? So you talking about
when you were getting recruited, like during the recruiting process?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't a guy that gave a lot. You didn't do a lot of interviews. You didn't Was that just how you are? Did you know for a while that you wanted to go to Florida State? What was that process like?
That's just who I am. A lot to do is because it was my mom. So it was more like I handled the football and she handled like the politics. So it was just, I'd go back and talk to her and then that would be it. And then I didn't really go public with it until I knew I was for sure. Because I didn't want to have nobody else thinking.
Next will be Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
Coach Adkins was on the TV show last night, Coach Norvell's TV show. He talked about one of the things he's most impressed by is kind of how y'all, the offensive linemen, have kind of handled him and his high standards. It seems like he asks a lot of y'all. I guess, how would you kind of describe his coaching, and do you think he kind of is what a group like your group needed coming into this year?
Okay, say that one time.
Just Coach Adkins has talked about how high his standards are, how tough a coach is, how he stays on y'all. Do you think that's kind of what your group needed coming into this year?
Yes, sir. Like just not getting here, paying attention to everybody got their own way of learning. And Coach Adkins do good trying to be able to concentrate on certain people on how he need to communicate with them. So us working together, you know what I'm saying, we pushing every day trying to work hard to get the highest standards because every day we gotta get better. That 1% Coach Novell be talking about, that's what we have to climb.
Do you prefer the kind of surprise, like, hey, man, surprise, you're going to start, or do you like the fact that you kind of know this week what your role is going to be?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I was excited, though, because it was like playing the whole game. You realize it's a lot different in high school because I forget the clock going to stop every time and everything. So, but I was excited, though. I had a good time. I ain't going to lie, the first drive, I was on the ground like every time. Now, I think that was because I was nervous, trying to get anxious to get to the block. But the more I kept going and going and going, it felt like practice, and I got in the groove of things. And I had awesome teammates because they kept talking to me, making sure I knew what I needed to do.
We'll back to Adlon for a follow-up.
Robert, you ever think about wearing like goggles when you play football, like add that intimidation sort of factor, or do you just wear contacts?
I wear goggles. I'm about to get some new ones because the ones I got, they kind of messed up. I need to get some new ones. Yeah, yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.